Hello, and welcome to your quarantine show with your host, Evie Nguyen. Last week we talked about how to make salsa from ghost pepper so that you can prevent explosive diarrhea because you might have bought the wrong pepper plant for your new quarantine-era garden. And so this week, I think it would be nice to dig a little deeper into what we know about the invisible enemy of the world is facing right now, the SARS-CoV-2, cause of the COVID-19 pandemic. So story time. The COVID-19 is a respiratory disease that is infectious and first began in Wuhan, China in December of 2019. It is speculated that the virus was first found in bats, then jumped to the pangolin before it was acquired by humans in an event most likely to be at a wet market. Ever since this has happened, the world has been tracking some seriously sad numbers, with over 2 million cases and over 134,000 deaths, and still soaring. At the same time, people have been experiencing a new strange way of living as a result of social distancing. Stores have been closed, people are angry that hair salons are not considered essential businesses, and everyone is advised to stay at home. Also, Google Trend has reflected a skyrocket number of searches for how long until 2020 ends, where is my stimulus money, how to make a face mask, and when is everything back to normal. Now, I am sure at some point in the last few months, since we were first aware of this virus, and definitely since the US hit number 1 in the number of infected cases in the world, you have looked up what the symptoms for the COVID-19 is. With everyone panic buying toilet paper, you would think diarrhea must be one of the symptoms. Well, you are correct. However, that is only observed in some patients. According to the World Health Organization, most common symptoms of COVID-19 are fever, tiredness, and dry cough. Some patients may have aches and pains, nasal congestions, runny nose, sore throat, or diarrhea. These symptoms are usually mild and begin gradually. Some people become infected but don't develop any symptoms and don't feel unwell at all. Once a person is infected, it takes 1 to 14 days to even show symptoms of the disease. This is the reason why it is so infectious. Most of the time you could be having it and shedding the viral particles to everyone without realizing it. In the light of fighting the COVID-19, we must keep in mind that knowing how to protect yourself and your family from getting the virus is already the first big crucial step. The COVID-19 is spread when a person with COVID coughs or exhales, releasing small droplets from the nose or the mouth, which can be breathed in. This is why social distancing is so important. It is also why your local Target has been placing markers on the ground 6 feet apart at the checkout lines. These droplets can also land on objects and surfaces around a sick person, and other people can catch the virus by simply touching these objects or surfaces, then touching the eyes, nose, or mouth. And that is why washing your hands often for at least 20 seconds with soap and water is advised. And wearing gloves when you're out is great too, but not when you're eating bags of chips using the same pair of gloves you touched the shopping cart with 20 minutes ago. As scary and depressing it seems, about 80% of those who are infected with the SARS-CoV-2 recover without needing special treatment. However, 1 out of 6 of those who get it become seriously ill with respiratory failure that requires hospitalization. It is not exactly known how the virus, once get into the body, affects our lungs and immune system. But as always, we can learn many things from history, particularly from its close relative, the SARS-CoV-1 that caused the global epidemic SARS back in 2002. Both of the viruses are classified as coronavirus, and these viruses contain a special structure that shapes like spikes surrounding their viral body, making it really good at attaching to the host cell. The virus most commonly adheres to the airway epithelial cell of the respiratory tract, causing infections to those cells. When an infection occurs in the body, the immune system kicks in to stop the infection by stopping the invaders from infecting the cells in the body and killing cells that are already infected. In the case of SARS-CoV-2, when the virus is recognized by the immune system, it activates signals that will recruit responses and chemicals that help fighting off the virus. The major one is inflammation, in which chemicals are released into the infected lung tissues, leading to the death of those cells. By killing the infected cells, virus cannot replicate and reproduce, so it can't further the infection. Another important type of response is the production of a group of protein called type 1 interferon, which job is to stop the replication of the virus inside the host cell and stopping it from leaving the cells to infect other cells. However, the problem with the new coronavirus is that for some reason, this response is prevented from even happening. So, with the inflammation happening, lung tissues are severely injured to the point the patient developed pneumonia. Yet, the virus carry on infecting cells with nothing to stop its growth. Meanwhile, the immune system works tirelessly. But not everyone's immune system can work at its highest capacity. Those who are of old age and those who have pre-existing conditions are at higher risk of being severely ill and even dying. The SARS-CoV-2 is a virus, and like many others, it spares no one. So no, it is not an Asian disease. As a matter of fact, it is not called the Chinese virus either. And it's for sure not an elder disease. So no matter who you are, don't be mean and selfish. Be informed and be kind, because you are not just protecting yourself, but also your family, your friends, and even somebody's loved one. That's it for this week. I will see you next time.